right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 80 So today, guys, we'll be doing our Conference League draw reaction. So there will be timestamps description below for your convenience, guys. And like I said, guys, we're going to go ahead and do this Conference League, guys. And then we're going to talk about the Europa League as well. Now, you guys are wondering, am I going to have guests on for today's stream? No, today will just be a solo stream. I won't have any guests come on for today. So, like I said, maybe in the future, and if you guys are on Discord, we can always do a conversation on there. Maybe tonight I might have some time. Maybe tomorrow as well. Although tomorrow I'll be out of my house most of the day, so I probably won't be able to get a lot of content for you guys tomorrow. But yeah, as I said, guys, just send your messages in. I'll still read your chat messages. I'll still be here. This will be a short reaction, probably around 30 minutes at most. Okay, so like I said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started, guys. So obviously, smash the like button if you're new on here. Hit the subscribe button as well. And yeah, let me go ahead and do this, guys. So smash the like button and subscribe if you are new. So let me go ahead and pin that. Pin that. So alrighty. So like I said, guys, let's go and get started. So let me make the screen a little bit bigger. Might be a little too small for you guys. So 150%. So I think this is good. I think it's a good size. So we have a round of 16, guys. So round of 16 is official. We have AEK Larnaca versus West Ham United. My quick initial thoughts is that West Ham should win it. AEK Larnaca, I will give them respect. They did advance. Obviously, I think they beat Dnipro. Yeah, they beat Dnipro. And they were good in the Europa League. They were good in the Europa League. Obviously, I think they got results over Dynamo Kiev. And I think they might have got a draw against Fenerbahce at Rennes. But like I said, man, West Ham, with all the quality players they have, you expect them to beat them. Now, that being said, West Ham have been struggling in the Premier League. So maybe there is a chance that West Ham could maybe get knocked out here. It's going to be very difficult, though. And yeah, I just don't really see it for AEK Larnaca. Now, this isn't going to be like predictions per se, guys. It's just my initial thoughts, Fiorentina versus Sivasspor. That's going to be very interesting. I think Fiorentina, for me, are the heavy favorites, and they should be winning that matchup. I will say this, though. I think them traveling away to Turkey for the second leg could be catastrophic because we almost saw that Braga were almost able to pull the unlikely comeback. Obviously, they obviously fell short, but Fiorentina, man, they have to win that first leg. I think if they win that first leg, they're in a really good position because if they don't win that first leg, man, it's going to be difficult to get a result in Sivasspor because they're going to have to win away, man. And it's going to be very, very difficult. So, that's a close one, but still, like I said, Fiorentina should be favorites. Then we have Lazio versus AZ Alkmaar, probably the best matchup in the round. This, I think, is a great matchup. And I think it's a really good matchup in particular because of the fact that Lazio is a team that's very inconsistent. And AZ Alkmaar, they're not really that consistent either. So I think it's a really good matchup in that regard because we can see, I honestly wouldn't put it past AZ. I think AZ could actually beat Lazio, man. And I think it's going to come down to that game in, what is it called? In Netherlands, And so, like I said, it's going to be tricky. But like I said, Lazio should, of course, win with the quality players they have. You would expect them to win. But you just never know, man. So, yeah, as I said, guys, there's the yet. Okay. Door guys, I'll be reading your messages in the chat. I just want to talk about the Europa Conference League first. Then I'll read your messages, guys. Next we have Lech Poznan versus Djurgården. Another really good matchup. That's a really difficult one to call. That's 50-50. I'm not really sure which team is the better team. I think both teams are around the similar level, and that's the beauty of that mountain because there's not a clear favorite, I would say. That one can go either way. Then we have Basel versus Slovan Bratislava. That's a really, really interesting one, guys. I'm really keen to see how Slovan can do against Basel because Basel, we know this season, have been struggling in their own Swiss league and everything like that. So it's a good opportunity for Slovan Bratislava. That being said, though, you would still expect Basel to win. I think Basel are probably the favorites. But as I said before, guys, playing away in the second leg in, is that Slovenia or Slovakia? I think that's Slovenia. Oh, sorry, Slovakia. My bad. Playing away in Slovakia is going to be very, very tricky. They have Sheriff Tiraspol versus Nice. I mean, come on. Nice should win that. I mean, Sheriff, I know what they did was incredible to get to the stage, coming from behind, especially away in Serbia. needless to say, though, I mean, it's going to be very difficult. They have to pretty much, you know, they have to win the first leg. And even if they don't win the first leg, I don't think they can do what they did in Serbia and beat Nice at Nice. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. And then next we have is Anderlecht versus Villarreal. Of course, Villarreal, man. Villarreal should be winning that. Anderlecht, I respect what Anderlecht did to get to the stage. It's incredible. But let's be real, man. Villarreal should be winning this. And we even saw in the last stage that Anderlecht just about did the bare minimum to get past Ludogorets. And so, like I said, man, they just won on penalties. So, like I said, man, I'm not really too convinced with that one. The final one we have is Gen versus Istanbul Başakşehir. This is another good one. I think the two games, the round that I'm really excited for the most are Lech Poznan and Gen versus Istanbul. I think those are two matchups that I'm really, really excited for because it's really difficult to call. It's really, really difficult to call with this one. And this one can go either way, I would say. So, there is an argument to be made for both teams. And I don't really think there's a clear heavy favorite. I think this is going to be very, very interesting there. So let me read what you guys are saying in the chat. So Alchemist says only 3 of the second place teams in Europa League survived. Yeah, man, that's really, really interesting, guys. Really interesting. It just shows how good the Champions League is and the Champions League teams progressed. How many Europa League teams that came down? So AEK Larnaca, I believe, Fiorentina, Lazio dropped from the Europa League. I don't think either of these teams were in the Europa League. Neither of these teams were, I'm pretty sure. Sheriff dropped down. And I think Anderlecht, did Anderlecht drop down? I don't think, Anderlecht didn't. Anderlecht didn't. And Ghent, no, they didn't. So I think it's only like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 teams dropped down. So we have 4 Conference League teams that progressed and 4 Europa League teams. So that's very, very interesting in that regard. So as I said, guys, I'm really, really excited for the what is it called? The Ghent versus Başakşehir here and Lech Poznan versus George Gdansk. I think those are 2 best matchups of this round. And AZ Alkmaar versus Lazio is going to be really good. I think that's another really, really good one. Guys, so as I said, guys, what else are you guys saying in the chat? So we don't really have a lot of people on for today, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll still do the show even if we don't have a lot of people, man. Make sure you guys participate in the poll, guys, and of course like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Anyways, I think we're gonna move on to the Europa League. I think many of you guys are more interested in Europa League draw than Conference League, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the Europa League, shall we? Where is it? Where's the round of 32? Okay, Europa League. Round of 16. So let's go look on the Wikipedia page. So this is the Europa League that we have here, guys. So let's go and do this, guys. Okay, so the first matchup we got here is Union Berlin versus Union St. Gallen. The Union Derby, man. We have another Derby, guys. This is going to be interesting, guys. Can Union Berlin get revenge? Because obviously, I believe this took place in the group stage, and obviously Union St. Gallen where they got the result over them, and so they advanced, of course. It's going to be very difficult though, for Union St. Gallen to repeat the heroics, but who knows, man? You never can write anything off. Union Berlin. The thing with the Union Berlin guys is that I don't know if they can be really focused on the Europa League like that because, like I said, they're in a heated title race in the Bundesliga, and they're also battling for top 4. So there's an opportunity for Union St. Gallen to advance. I wouldn't put it past them. So I think it's a good draw for them, and I think both teams are generally pretty happy with this draw, and so on and so forth. Next we have Sevilla versus Fenerbahce. That is an interesting one, guys, because Sevilla, for me, they're a great team. But we just saw in the last round that Sevilla almost threw away their 3-goal lead they had from the first leg and the second leg. And especially this time around, they're going to be playing away in Fenerbahce. I wouldn't be surprised if Fenerbahce beats Sevilla. Obviously, Sevilla are the favorites. I'm not saying they aren't. But I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens, especially in that second leg where they're going to have to play away in Turkey. So that's going to be very, very interesting there. And so on and so forth, obviously. Then we have Juventus versus Freiburg. Let's be real, guys. Juventus should be winning that. That being said, though, it's going to be very interesting to see how they do away in Germany, and I do think Freiburg can give them a really good challenge. So I wouldn't put it past Freiburg, but once again, like I said with Union Berlin, they might be more focused on the league rather than the Europa League per se. Then we have Leverkusen versus Ferencváros. Now I know I've seen a lot of people write Ferencváros off, and it's understandably, they haven't really been that great, but they did top the group, which consisted of Monaco, and I believe Union. Yeah, I think they topped the group with Monaco and Red Star Belgrade, and these are really good teams, guys. These are great teams. So it's not to say they were any slouches. So I wouldn't put it past Ferencváros, and especially with Leverkusen, their defense being very leaky and a very high scoring team. I could see an upset happening in this one. I wouldn't be surprised. I could see an upset. That being said, obviously Bayer Leverkusen are the heavy favorites, and of course you would expect them to advance. However, I don't think this is an easy draw per se for Bayer Leverkusen. Then we have Sporting versus Arsenal. This is a good one. I like this matchup in particular because yes, the gulf in quality between the two teams is very much immense. That's in Arsenal's favor, but you have to consider that the manager, man, you got Almarion, who is a great coach for Sporting, and Sporting's a very good team, guys. You know, and I think it's going to come down to what happens. And like I said, guys, are a Sporting main. They're a very, very good team. Their attack, they love to score goals. Their defense is very leaky, though. And obviously Arsenal should win. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I'm saying is that there could be an upset in that one. I wouldn't be surprised. Then we have United versus Real Betis. Obviously, that's a standout tie of the round. Everyone's probably going to look forward to that one. United once again get another Spanish team. They've now played Real Betis, Real Sociedad this season. Obviously, they played Barcelona, and they played Sevilla a few seasons ago, Villarreal as well, and now it's time for them to play Real Betis. I believe my memory serves me right. I don't think they ever played Real Betis, so this will be the first time in their history they're playing against them. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do up against the other Spanish team. Obviously, United should win. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I wouldn't put it past Betis, especially this time around. The second leg is going to be away in Spain, not whereas the first leg was away in Spain for the Barcelona game. This one isn't. So, there is a possibility Real Betis could knock Manchester United out. That being said, I still think it's going to be a tall task. It's going to be a very tall task for them to do so. And then next we have it is Roma versus Real Sociedad. That's a great one. That actually was my dream draw. I actually wanted to see that one happen, and I'm so glad we got that draw, guys. We got that matchup, Roma versus Real Sociedad. That's a matchup I'm really looking forward to. And guys, I'll be honest with you, I honestly could see that one's close. That's difficult to call because that one could go either way. I wouldn't put it past Real Sociedad or Roma. I think both these teams have the capability to knock each other out. And I think it's going to be really interesting because the second leg is going to be away in Spain. And that's where I feel with Roma is that as good as they are, I don't know if Roma is really that great of a team on the road. I think Roma is a team that's more of a home type of team than rather than an away type of team. So, like I said, let's just see what happens because that's going to be a really, really interesting one, guys. Really, really interesting one, guys. Obviously, Jose Mourinho, the Jose Mourinho factor is really, really big to consider. And yeah, the last one we have is Shakhtar versus Feyenoord, guys. This is a really, really interesting one because it's a difficult one because you don't really have any top teams playing against each other. It's like both of these teams are like decent, at best. And I think it's a really good matchup because I'm looking at this one. I think this is the only matchup that there's no top 5 league teams playing against each other, which is really interesting. Every other matchup in the round has one of the top 5 leagues teams playing against other top 5 league team, or they're playing against a non-top 5 league team. And this is a great one because this one's a very difficult one to call, Shakhtar versus Feyenoord, because both teams have immense attacking qualities. Defensively, I don't think they're really that great, both teams. And it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be very interesting. And yeah, I could see either team advancing through, honestly, in that one. I think both teams have what it takes to get to the quarterfinals. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much my quick thoughts, guys. Quick thoughts there. Like I said, let me see what you guys saying in the chat. So, like I said, we don't really have a lot of people, so we'll probably end the stream early, since we don't really have a lot of people on for today. And yeah, so let me go ahead and tell people. Let me see if we can get more of you guys to join. So. Okay, so as I said, guys, do you guys have any of the thoughts in the draws, guys? Remember, guys, we're gonna be here for another 10 to 15 ish minutes, and then we're gonna head out, guys. We're gonna head out. So let me see what you guys saying in the chat. The matchups are great. Yeah, I'm really looking for the matchups. I really like I think the Europa League, we have a lot more really difficult matchups to call. Like there are favorites, obviously, but I do feel as though it's really balanced because there is not a clear matchup where there's a clearly superior team. I feel like every one of these matchups, there's an opportunity for the underdog. You know, so it's gonna be very, very interesting, guys. I think all the matchups will be close. I don't think there's gonna be a matchup that will be decided by like a huge scoreline. And we even saw in the previous stage for the Conference League, like a lot of the games were 1-0 in aggregate. Yeah, Union Berlin and Union SG both won away when they faced each other on the group stage. Yeah, I believe you're right, man. I believe you're right. So, I don't. I have to check the head to head because I think was the head to head the same? I don't know if they was the same. You might have to fact check that for me, Alchemist. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. And obviously, both teams um, would be happy with the draw. I would imagine. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting in that regard. Oh. Real Betis are fifth in La Liga and Sociedad are third. Yep, yep, that is correct. And it was 1-0 in both group stage games. Oh, I see, I see. I remember now. I think I remember that. Anyways, like I said, guys, tell me your favorite tie of the round. I'll tell you my favorite tie of the Europa League. I didn't get to say mine yet. I'll say my favorite matchup is I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna say Shakhtar Feyenoord. I'm gonna say that one just because I really can't decide which team is gonna advance. The other matchups, I've already kind of made my mind. Obviously, I'm not gonna tell you guys, but you guys, there's a clear favorite, right? This one, on the other hand, actually, to be fair, Roma Real Sociedad is close. Like that, there's not. I wouldn't say there's a clear heavy favorite. You know, every other matchup there's a clear heavy favorite. You know, so I would say Shakhtar Feyenoord is going to be very, very interesting because I could see penalties deciding that one. I could see Juventus versus Freiburg, and that's not good. That's not a bad shout to be fair because Freiburg could definitely do an upset. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, um, and yeah, so like I said, man, there's that. Okay. What else are you guys seeing in the chat? So, like you said, guys, if you're new on here, hit that like button and obviously subscribe if you're new, man. Um, yo, Juventus with Freiburg is my favorite side. I like Sporting Arsenal. I think Freiburg can do better against Juventus than Nantes did. Potentially, potentially, I would say, yeah. I mean, that is true. I would say, I do think Freiburg is definitely a better team than Nantes. So I do think Freiburg can definitely challenge Juventus. That being said, though, Juventus is still the heavy favorites. You would still expect Freiburg to advance. And look at how many teams we have here. Like, we have a lot of Spanish teams. We have three Spanish teams here. We have three German teams here as well, and two English clubs. So there's a good possibility, guys, we could have a different winner. And like I said, guys, we have like one Ukrainian club, two Dutch clubs, actually only one Dutch club, and we got we got Portuguese there as well. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting, guys. So we're nearly at 10 likes, guys. So almost there, guys. Let's try to get to one more like before we end the stream for today. So let me see here. So at 9 likes, guys. Let's try to get at 10 likes before we end off today's stream. Um, so yeah, man, it's gonna be very, very interesting. So as far as predictions goes, guys, I'll probably release my predictions probably next Wednesday. I'll probably release my predictions next week on March 1st and March 2nd. So I'll probably get your predictions out for you guys next week. Next week, guys. So I've already kind of made my mind with most of these games, but I just need to take some time and do some more research and to give you guys my finalized predictions on March 1st. I will try to do my best. So March for a second. I'll say March 2nd, guys. I'll try to do March 2nd, guys. Just a week before the games. For the Europa League and then Conference League, we'll probably do March 3rd. So, yeah, let me read what you guys are saying in the chat. If United doesn't win, I think Union Berlin might do it. That is true. Like I said, though, Ground Crown, though, I think the thing is for United is that the thing is, I think United do have enough. They are the favorites. I think they are the best team left in this competition. The issue for United, though, is that I think the depth is very worrying. And especially with you guys having so many fixtures and being in 4 competitions, your squad depth is going to get really tested. And I don't know if United have that depth, as well as the fact United might be more focused on other competitions as opposed to the Europa League. Like they may be more focused on, obviously, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and then the Premier League, of course. So that's why I have like question marks over United. Because like I said, in terms of squad, they are the best team. Like I know people are going to tell me Arsenal. That my thing was I think United is better than Arsenal because I like what Erik ten Hag has been doing, and I think Erik ten Hag has done a great job. Issue with Arsenal is that as good as they are, I feel like Arsenal is just, I don't know. I feel like Arsenal has some inconsistency in them. I can see some little patches that need to be fixed. So I still do think United is better than Arsenal. I still do believe that. So like I said, Union Berlin though could do it. Squad depth may be an issue for the small teams. That is true. It could be an issue. Yeah, that is true. Squad depth is going to be an issue for the smaller teams, man. Because like I said, guys, I think it's not necessarily about quality. It's about like, do they have enough depth and do they have enough like motivation for this? So yeah, like I said, guys, I think we're gonna be here another 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna round off for today. Round off here, guys. So, like I said, guys, let me do a poll real quick. So, I asked, do you guys like the draws? And we got 5 votes, yes. It's crazy to think that Union Berlin got promoted in 2019 and now they're competing for the title. That is true, Ground Crown. Like the Union Berlin story is amazing. I need to do like I need to do like a stream or like I need to do a video on like the most impressive Cinderella stories. And we might have to have a real honest question, guys. If Union Berlin wins the Bundesliga, is it more impressive than Leicester City? Like honestly, I would honestly say I think there's a strong argument that could be made. There's a strong argument that can be made if Union Berlin actually wins the league, that it might be better than Leicester City. There is an argument that could be made. It's not ludicrous to believe that, I don't think. So, like I said, though, Ground Crown, they have a huge game on Sunday against Bayern Munich. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens there, man. And so, like I said, man, there's that. Kratos says Juve will win the UEL 90%. I don't know about 90, man. Even, I picked... I picked because it's funny, guys. My initial prediction was Roma. At the beginning of the season, I picked Roma. Then midway through the season, I picked Juventus. Guys, if Juventus wins this Europa League, it's gonna be very interesting, guys. I don't want to get too political, obviously, but it would a lot of the football fans would have a lot of mixed reactions to that. Let's just put it this way. Emily Sky says sub AD. Yes, sub Emily. Ground Crown said definitely yes. Union Berlin won the second league a couple of years ago. Yeah, there's a strong. Like I said though, I don't think Union Berlin's going to win the league. Bayern will still win the league, but if Union Berlin does win the league, guys, we need to have a conversation, guys. We need to have a conversation because they have been amazing, guys. One of the most impressive teams this season. At the end of the season, guys, I'm going to drop my top 10 most impressive teams, and I'm a spoiler. They're going to be in that list, even if they don't win the Bundesliga. So um, it's going to be insane, guys. Insane. So comment down below, guys. Are you guys happy with your draw for the respective teams? So obviously, Emily Sky, I believe you're an Arsenal fan. So as an Arsenal fan, are you happy with Sporting in the round of 16? And obviously, Ground, you're a United fan, I think. So are you happy with Real Betis? And Kratos and I obviously are Barca fans, and Alchemist. I think Alchemist. I think you're just a Bundesliga fan in general. I believe. I don't think you really support a team, um, and whatsoever. So, just comment down below if you're happy with the draw for your respective teams. Anyways, guys says nope, I'm not. All right, fair enough, man. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. They're good at grinding results. Yeah, like I said, man. The thing with Union Berlin is that what I've noticed with them is that they're kind of like Newcastle, right? Where they're not really that great of a team, but they're difficult to beat. I think that's the thing with Union Berlin is that they're not an easy team to beat. Like they're a difficult team to beat. Like they may get a lot of draws. They may stumble a few times against teams they shouldn't be stumbling against, but they don't lose. So yeah, I'll be right back, guys. And then we'll be rounding off soon. Okay, sorry about that, guys. But anyways, I'm back. Yeah, Real Betis isn't bad. Betis, they're definitely able to beat United. Yeah, I know they're really good though. I still think we can win the tie. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna give you guys another 5 minutes. We'll round off in the next like 6 or 7 minutes. I'll give you guys some extra time since a lot of you guys decided to join a little late. So I'll give you guys a little bit more time to gather your thoughts. Okay. Um. Anyways, we could go back to the conference league, guys. Let's actually go back to the conference league because some of you guys didn't see the conference league thing, so let's go ahead and go back to the conference league thing. So, where is it? Hey guys, MLS starts tomorrow, guys. MLS starts tomorrow, so make sure you guys check out my MLS predictions preview I did with my good friend PB Talks. And I can't believe it. Tomorrow we're having the big game, guys. LA Galaxy versus LAFC. I need to watch that game tomorrow. I need to try to watch if I can because that's a crazy game, man. Only just a match day one of the thing, man. Just the first match day. How crazy is that? Man, I definitely need to try to watch that game if I can. Although it's gonna be late and I'll probably be at someone's house tomorrow. But anyways. All right, so give me you guys quick thoughts, man. Kratos, Emily Sky, and Ground Crown. Because I don't think you guys have spoken about this. And I guess Alchemist as well. I don't think you guys talked about the Conference League. So I see either Fiorentina or Lazio winning easily. Amrabat dropped a masterclass last game. Immobile is back to scoring goals for Lazio. Yeah, dude, you know, be crazy, man. Kratos, we have a Fiorentina versus Lazio final. How crazy that would be. Villarreal aren't really good under Setien, to be honest. Yeah, see, the thing is, if Unai Emery had stayed, I would have for sure said Villarreal would win. But guys, with the Villarreal changes their coaches, I don't trust Setien. I don't trust Setien. So for me, I don't think Villarreal will win it. For me personally anymore. West Ham should win it or Villarreal. Ooh, West Ham's a good shout. West Ham's a good shout. My problem with West Ham though is that I don't know what's going to happen to David Moyes. Like I could see David Moyes getting sacked soon with West Ham. So if he still remains their coach, then they have a 100% chance. But if he doesn't, oh man, then I think West Ham won't win it. So yeah, come on, West Ham are really bad this as well. West Ham this season isn't good. Yeah, West Ham have been mediocre this season, man. Where are they in the Premier League? Actually, I want to check. Where are they? Because I believe last time I checked, they're like 17th, I think. Wait, hold up. They're in the relegation zone? Guys, if West Ham gets relegated, we need I don't know what to say. They cannot go down. They simply cannot. But technically, to be fair, guys, they could just like win the conference league and they could be in Europa League and play in the second division. That is messed up, man. That can't happen. If that happens, guys, I don't know what to say. Oh my god, I guess that is possible. Imagine playing the second division and so you're playing the Europa League. Actually, to be fair, I think what is it? I forgot there was like a club that did that 10 years ago, I think. What is it called? I forgot what was the club name. You guys can let me know in the chat. When Man City lost Wigan Athletic. I think it's Wigan Athletic. I think they got relegated and they were playing the Europa League, I think, because they won the FA Cup, I think. So okay, but I still think they could. They're just horrible. They depend on Jarrah Bowen to score goals. I don't think West Ham will go down. Imagine have a new stadium get relegated. Yeah, West Ham, man. It's looking peak, man. It's looking peak for West Ham, man. I refused. If West Ham go down, man, I don't know what to say. I see Everton and Bournemouth going down. Potentially. I think Everton will be safe. I think with Sean Dyche as the coach, I think it'll be fine. But Bournemouth, I wouldn't be surprised. Leeds is probably doomed. And Southampton, I think they're doomed. So, yeah, man, relegation, man. Relegation EPL is going to be very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting here. But anyways, I think we're going to round off here for today. So, as I said, remember, guys, check out my preview for the earlier on the channel. I did my weekend preview to the best games to watch this weekend. Give you guys a little prediction and a little preview. Because there's a lot of good games this weekend. We have the Madrid derby this weekend. We have the what is it called? Milan Atalanta, huge game for top four. Then we have PSG Marseille, potentially a title deciding game. Then we also have the Carabao Cup final. Even though I didn't discuss about that, that's also a big game. Let's be real, United should win that, of course. Then obviously, what else we have? We have Chelsea versus Spurs this weekend. That's gonna be a big game for Chelsea. And we have Bayern versus Union Berlin. So a lot of big games on Sunday, guys. Sunday is going to be jam-packed. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to see all those games, but I'll try my best, man. I'll try my best. So like I said, guys, thank you guys for watching today's stream. If you're new out here, considering that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Comment down below your thoughts if you're watching on the replay. And check out my email in the description below. Also, consider becoming a member of the channel if you haven't already done so. And yeah, I think I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.